Scientists from the Pacific Disaster Center based in Hawaii, United States of America, are applauding the Bahamas for the recent completion of its National Disaster Preparedness Baseline Assessment, saying that the data gathered from the assessment will help the country to advance its ability to reduce vulnerability to potential disasters while increasing its coping capacity.
Bahamas are one of only 20 countries that have completed it, but it is an operationalization of the Sendai Framework, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, and Sustainable Development Goals. So it's a very exciting place for the Bahamas to be in. It's been an honor and privilege to work with NEMA on this.
The baseline assessment was designed to provide the data, tools, and the evidence for good policy making for the government and the National Emergency Management Agency, and was custom made to fit the specific needs of the Bahamas, island by island, community by community. Dr. Erin Hughie, the director of the Pacific Disaster Center, said the assessment provides an analysis of every single family island and family island community that comprises the Bahamian archipelago, identifying what their risks are, the hazards they should be preparing for, and those they should prepare for that were not traditionally thought of, such as landslides or rock slides.
So that's the first, understanding the risk. The second is really looking at the capacity, the island capacity that each of the family islands has and can bring to bear. And what that tells us is the likelihood that each family island will be able to effectively respond without assistance from NEMA or central government. In many cases, assistance will be needed. And what the assessment does is it allows Cat Island, prior to impact, to communicate with NEMA and central government and say, in the likelihood of an event, we can expect we will need support with telecommunications, with logistics, movement of persons and goods. So it really helps the family islands target their preparedness efforts, which hasn't been, the data really hasn't been available to them before now. So it provides the Bahamas with a clear roadmap over the next 5 years to achieving those goals and advancing their ability to reduce vulnerability and increase coping capacity. So it's a very exciting, and it places the Bahamas not only as a leader within the Caribbean, but as a global leader for using data and evidence for decision making.
Dr. Hughie and a team of scientists and experts recently made a presentation on the findings of the baseline assessment to Prime Minister the Honorable Philip E. Davis and Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for disaster preparedness and emergency response, the Honorable Miles LaRoda, at the Office of the Prime Minister, Cecil V. Wallace Whitfield Center, Cable Beach. She said as island archipelagos, the Bahamas and Hawaii have a lot in common.
As an island archipelago, we cannot easily move items from point A to point B. So logistically, we both have significant challenges. I think Hawaii is the most remote island chain in the world, so we need to be prepared for, up to 2 weeks of food, water, and taking care of ourselves before aid can come in. The Bahamas is a whole different, unique set of challenges in that they expand over such a large geographic area, and the size of the islands themselves are so small that every single island is at risk for hurricanes. We also share some of the other, same hazard profiles. So we're very familiar with hurricanes, but we also both deal with significant flooding, with wildland fire, and we're dealing with sea level rise as we start to really enter the conversation on climate change.
Dr. Hughie has had a professional relationship with the Bahamas and the National Emergency Management Agency dating back 20 years. And spoke about the improvements she has witnessed over that time span.
It's been a real honor to be able to participate and support disaster management in the Bahamas. I think over the last 20 years, the things that we have seen, which are most significant, is the professionalization of disaster management, formalizing the role of NEMA, formalizing the role of preparedness, and really positioning NEMA as the leading force within the country as kind of the guidepost of what a family should be preparing for, what a settlement and an island.
The National Emergency Management Agency's use of science, data, and technology in its disaster management and planning operations only bodes well for the Bahamas in the future. For Your Government in Action, I'm Matt Mora.